Okay, take two on Sunday's video. Take one, the first draft of this video. I was really liking how the video went, but when I went to re-listen to it, sound died. The mic died, so I'm redoing it, and I couldn't do it right away because somebody decided they want to play Taylor Swift or in the jukebox. No, it wasn't Nikki. It was Rich. So I was kind of annoyed because I knew if I tried to do my video without the mic and Taylor Swift was in the background, my video would get struck fast. So hence, I waited until the game started. So you're going to hear the Buffalo Bills playing the Denver Broncos in the background. So, but this is the progress I've got going on right now. Okay, you can see where, like here, I'm putting my nib down. So you can see where this, I had to hit this with another layer of dots to push this back. It was pushing forward too much. And this whole area here, okay, this area here is gonna have to be killed more. I need more of it to be like more of this tone because there's too much push-pull right now going on. And with this much push-pull in this corner, it competes against the face. I need to increase my push-pull in the face, and I need to tone this down so that way they're not competing. Because even though this looks really, really nice, okay, there's too much. There's too much push-pull. It draws your eye, and the higher the contrast, the more your eye's drawn to it. So I need to work on this face. And I've realized I need to work more on the face. Once I have more of the face done, I can then move on to the hand. Because right now, the hand is pushed back, that's like the same plane as the face. So I need to work on the face, primarily around the eyes, which I don't like to do. I like to hold the eyes for last, but because there's so much with her squinting, and there's so much going on around the eyes, I need to now hit that area with the dots, with the push-pull, so I can really get this to be your focus, and then I can work on the rest of it. So what I'm going to work on right up now is this up here. I'm going to turn it. So, but, okay. There we go. So, one thing I've been seeing, I saw a lot yesterday, and I saw some of it today, there's a railroad tracks right by the bar, so it blocks traffic when trains come through. Saw quite a few times yesterday that there were trains loaded with military vehicles, and you can tell they're military vehicles because they're all desert yellow or olive green, and they were construction vehicles, loader vehicles, and a whole bunch of Humvees and some box trucks that had refrigeration units attached to them. And you know darn well they're all headed out to California. And while I feel really bad for the people in California, I'm sorry. Part of me has to just shake my head and go, you guys got what you deserved. You know that you have an issue, that there's like the 5th season in California called the burning season. And you got to take correct actions to prevent that. And because it's been made aware to the rest of the country, they weren't taking the necessary actions. I'm sorry, you're getting what you deserve. Your progressivism is burned your state to the ground. So, and the thing, and really where I really got annoyed is, I'm looking at all these vehicles. I'm like, why didn't I see these vehicles in October going down to North Carolina? And that really annoys me. Because you think about it, we could have spent all that time getting all those vehicles to North Carolina, and by the time those vehicles were done rebuilding North Carolina, they would have been all in one spot to mobilize for California for the burning season. So it just irritates me. And of course, I'm noticing, wait, all these vehicles are diesel vehicles. How are they going to get across the state line when California has some of the toughest emission laws? So, are they going to make the exception for the military because they're going in to save the day? I've already seen where Oregon was saying, "Hey, we got a surplus of firefighting vehicles. We can come down and help you." No, we can't let you come down because you don't meet our EPA and air emission qualities and our laws. Well, I'm sorry. If someone's willing to help you, you take what they're offering and you don't worry about that stuff. But so my thing is like, how are they going? Are they going to make an exception for the military because they're getting it? Because they're going to come in to save the day. I mean, it's so kind of annoyed about that. So, and this week, Dan Fraga has been streaming, and I've really been paying attention to him. Primarily, I've been paying attention to Dan with his streaming because he is using Procreate for his pencils and inks, and he's actually created a bunch of brushes that he's giving away for free. All you gotta do is reach out to him. I think he's got an email dedicated just for reaching out to him. He can send you the link or the package so you can download his brushes. And I'm like, well, I use Procreate, so let's pay attention and learn some of the. And I've picked up on some tricks for him because he's really what I really enjoy about him is he's doing show and tell. So he goes, look, I got this brush, he clicks on it, and then he shows you the aspects of the brush and how, look, you can do this, and he's slowly going through. I click on this, and then I click on this, and see how it does this. And he's going through. Whereas too many YouTube videos, they're like, I click on it and like they don't show every single step. Dan is showing every single step of what he's doing, so it's easier to follow along, which is a lot better than a lot of these YouTube videos. If Dan needs to rebuild his channel, I would definitely tell Fraga what you're doing with your Procreate, with pencils and textures. Break them down into shorts or small, or create a separate channel for doing it. So I found his channel, these streams, to be much more beneficial than individual YouTube channels for using Procreate. Part of that also is because Dan is also he's using Procreate directly for what I want to learn. So that's where I really have enjoyed his channel a lot. And having him, he's giving away the brushes for free as opposed to selling them, which is funny because everybody in the chat's going, you should sell them, you should sell them. He's like, I look at it this way because he, in some ways, him saying, no, you can have them for free. I see it where it's like, in some ways, he is doing it as a means to rehabilitate his channel and his online presence because of being so late with his book that he's taking it as a means to, like I said, rehabilitate himself. So, because you can tell, I didn't watch him Friday night. Apparently Friday night he was on Ethan's stream for Art's Closeout. And apparently he was confused throughout the night because how they were like, most likely they're probably like attacking Eric July and they're attacking and putting down all these people that he thought we all get along with. And here's the thing, most of us do get along with a lot of these people still. It's Ethan that's the problem. And so I feel bad for him. I remember when Dan first came on the CG scene, he said how he did his research. because everybody's calling it a hate group, and he's like, it's not a hate group. Well, I think Dan needs to do research again to see what's actually going on within the comics geek scene, and how a lot of people that we all still follow that you may consider Comicsgate are not Ethan's Comicsgate, and how Ethan's Comicsgate is completely different from the rest of us. So, but I wish him the best, but I have a feeling Dan's getting himself stuck into a situation he's not ready for. So, I just want to hit this area right here real quick. This area here, it needs to be dark, and for whatever reason, I didn't fill it in. So, okay. So we got that up here done. I know that I need to put in a light sheen of dots in this area here. So we're going to flip this upside down, and we're just going to go very slow. That's the one thing when you're doing a light area, you can't hit it. You got to be slow with your dots. And you got, whoa, we lost power for a second. That's not good. But this is a dive bar, so I'm really not surprised. I wonder if the owner paid the electrical bill. Haha. So, but at any rate, so I'm going to go in really light here with these dots. And while I'm doing that, I want to give a huge shout out to Marcus Kilger. When all this drama really started in this scene, Marcus wanted to lighten the mood, and by doing that, what he started doing was he started posting images of romance comic covers, and I really enjoyed it. It's great seeing how some of these great artists do something other than superhero books, but we can also see where they took what they learned in romance comics and brought it over to the comic book scene, and it made them better artists with drawing people in interpersonal relationships that wasn't all about beating up the bad guy. So I really enjoyed it, and one thing that's really helped is how all those books from like the 70s or 60s, and we'd be like making fun of the hippies, and they're like, oh, look at him, you can tell he's a bad. See, the problem with Marcia is she's going after the bad boy, and we all know that that's the reason why her heart's going to be broken, because he's a bad boy. She needs to settle down with the geek in the background. He's the one who's going to worship her and never's going to. He's always going to love her. So and the funny thing is that where Marcus and his feedback from comments really stands out as being so strong, believe it or not, is when Amanda B makes her comments. When he posted the images of Neil Adams with the horror, there were romance comics, but they had the horror feel to them. And there would be the woman in the foreground wearing a nightie, and in the misty background there was a guy who was ominous, and Amanda B was like, he just wants to give her a coat. It's out in the middle of the night and she's just wearing a nightie. She's got to be cold. Didn't she think about that before she left the house? My goodness. And it was like, that is a really good take on that. She always has such a good take that's outside of what we would think, because she looks at things differently, which makes Amanda such a breath of fresh air within this space. So, okay, I got that done. Okay, I know I'm going to go darker, but for right now, I'm going to continue this nice light sheen of dots and just continue it the rest of the way. So, but no, I've really enjoyed how Amanda B has been doing her comments, And I thank Amanda B for that. So, and Marcus has been posting more of his own drawings because he's part of a Saturday night show called The Studio, on a channel by a person called The Don. And I would say definitely give those guys a check it out, because all they do is they draw while they talk comics. And so it's been slowly been getting more and more views, so I'd say check it out. I haven't viewed out that show as much as I should, because I'm always here on a Saturday night getting work done. It's very hard for me to get work done at home, and so I discovered last night, because I was doing some work on this piece at home because of the Steelers and the Ravens game, and I discovered, because I don't have a drawing table at home, you just don't have the space, so it's in storage. I have this post leaned up against the table, but it's not a very high table, so I spend so much time in my chair leaning over. Whereas here at the bar, even though this is just a table, I can pull the table close enough to me, and I've got the bench seat, and I actually have better posture sitting at the bar here at this table doing my work than at home. So that just shows you how you got to be in a comfortable element to do your work, and how the bar provides me with a much more comfortable element and atmosphere than at home. And it has nothing to do with Miss Stippling. It has to do with space and not being able to have like a drawing table with a good chair. Because the chair I have is good for when I'm sitting at my computer desk for when I'm doing work, like my day job, but not when I'm doing artwork. So I've always joked with her that when we get a house, I'm going to have to buy a table from the bar here, so that way I can have a good atmosphere at home. So, well, I've been going on for about 20 minutes now, so I'm going to keep working on this. I know I've cleared up. No, she looked like she had like all bumps and bruises on her chins. I've cleaned that up more. I added this dark here. I'm going to be actually taking this tone, even though in the reference material this is a lighter color, which is how I have it. I need to bring this tone up higher, so that way her face stands out. This plane here is one tone, and it kind of combats, and it looks like she's got an elongated chin, an elongated neck. I need to kill that, just as I need to kill these folds. So I got a lot of work ahead of me. So, but I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep succeeding, and I'm going to do that by taking life one dot at a time.